Good morning, my name's Andy. I'm the property webber for property information here in Spain, which we get on a daily basis. We do it in English for American and European customers. Anybody else who wants to listen, we've thrown on. Right, today is Thursday, 7th. We're in phase 0. I don't know why it's called phase 0, but we're in phase 0. Being on lockdown now for nearly 6 weeks. So, today's the 7th. Thursday. Let's get started. We start off with a bit of a joke to have a bit of joviality to the situation. I went into the doctor the other day and I said, doc, I always do doctor jokes. I went to the doctor and I said, doctor, I'm woof, I keep on thinking that I'm a dog. The doctor turned around to me and said, oh man, you must be barking mad. So let's go and see what we've got. We haven't been on the air for the last couple of days. It's just today, people are out, people are doing obras, why not? So let's go through and see what we've got for the last couple of days. A load of things are coming out that's very, very interesting for you to be working on. Right, let's go on a Monday. Right, working through Monday. Right, yeah, the general stuff, always stuff, the aperture locales, the different dates, everything like that, going through. Are we in recession, depression, so all interesting stuff. So I've been through the contractors, very, very interesting. All this, these people, very, very interesting. The contractors that might be coming up for renewal, all that sort of jazz, and people will be changing over. Okay. Sorry, I don't know what. I'm just losing my voice a bit. Right, going on to the gossip side. Yeah, the bars just don't want to open up. Castellana, yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. At 60,000 square meters. Wow. Designer from Mallorca's closing down. Saudi going into French textile company. Hotels, yeah, that's the thing. In the English and the Germans probably won't be allowed out to play. Park Sagunt, interesting stuff. Okay, 1,000 pesos in Alcacon. We've done a complete summary. As you know, we do a summary. Just get everything together, do a summary. It's hardcore, pure hardcore. Kids, right? Reduction in the valor of activos. That's a couple of people coming out with their stuff. It goes into an article we brought out today as well. Sin vacaciones, August. Let's get to see what happens because August, yeah. Holidays here in Spain is like almost a religious ceremony. Let's see what actually happens. Sarib, okay, no bonuses. I was absolutely amazed. How is it possible? How is it possible that company is 5 years does about 800 million losses? How's it possible? And they're still talking about bonuses? Absolutely amazing. But don't worry, you kids are all paying for it, or we're all paying for it. Contactless building, interesting stuff. Our hot desk. In England, hot desks, the government's turned around and said hot desks are prohibited to kick off with. So that's actually happens. We'll bring out something today. Do you remember the Kevin Costner film where he suddenly got up in the morning and decided he wanted to turn his wheat fields that produced income into a baseball pitch? That's what he did because he had a vision that they will come. They will come. Well, a couple of Uruguayan guys have actually set up co-working in the Sierra, 100 clicks outside Madrid. My thoughts are, they will come. Right. There you go. Yeah. Central into, right, deals. Interesting stuff. There's German stuff going on the Denmark, Italy, Varsovia. These are the players that are doing stuff. A lot of stuff in Germany is going on. Okay, that's in on for Monday. Right, now we're going to Tuesday. General stuff, you've got the general stuff on the left, profit stuff coming out. On the gossip, Concorso, fashion company. From a hotel to viviendas in Mallorca. Now that's an interesting one. So, logistics, 4 ops. That's interesting. We put the ops out. We've already got 2 of the ops. Other 2 ops have come out. So, interesting stuff. Sorry about my voice because I'm losing it. G Park Lescas is finished. What's interesting, a lot of this stuff isn't being pre-let out as quickly as people were thinking about. And some of the stuff is actually hanging around. Hard Rock, new Retraso, and that's in Barcelona. Okay, just keep the stories going on. It's a saga. Ibex down to 6,000. That was on Tuesday. Yeah, the Sothemi from some football players has gone down in the capital. Juan is changing again. Juan's set up on his own, so good luck to him. WeWork. Who's going to bail it out? Another article the day afterwards about Adam. What a bloke! What a magician! What a bloke! You got to take your hat off to the guy. Got to take that hat off to the guy. He's been living like a rock star for the last couple of years, making 6,000 million losses. It's just that's amazing. He's had private planes. He's been living like a rock star, and he still gets a payoff. And now he's still complaining that they've still got to pay him another 160 for his participations. Great. 4 residential parcellas in Better up for sale. Right. Textile company is going into the Juzgados. It's a big one. Coach is the only one out of the whole of the filiales that's in the black. Right, Vigo, an investor. Now, that's a thing. It came out. This is where we come in. We look at the deal. We analyse the deal. We get more information about the deal. We find out where the deal is. The note of the prensa was wrong. Or parts of it were wrong. They didn't buy a building, they bought part of a building. That will inevitably affect the yield. We don't have an estimation of price, so and so and so and so. Otherwise, good deal. And this is another one. Trying to get more information on this. This building's been 12 years without this family doing anything about it. There were talks about doing a resident theatre, Studiante, and so and so and so. I know a couple of people who actually looked at it. At the end, a mate of mine has bought it, but he won't tell me the price. And it's in rehab. That's not me, that's the building. And, excuse me. So, it's in rehab, and the question is, offices, yeah. It's got a difficult access in and a difficult access out. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But this guy's a magician anyway, so he'll do great. Okay, time for a change. Nothing there. Market study, premier trim in Logistica. Okay, right. Let's go into yesterday. Okay, the general stuff. Interesting things coming out. Commercial centres 25th. We all know this. Sandbound. Sandbound. Yeah. Magicians. Okay. Intermediate contractors, always interesting because all these people are going to be sort of like thinking about changing, expanding, decreasing. The word is change. Okay, on the gossip side, Hard Rock. They're opening up in June. It's going to be opening up in June. And the stuff that's going around the market, don't all believe anything that's been going around in the market. There's a lot of people. Yes, there's other deals happened. But they're opening up in June, full stop. End of story there. Rebajas up to the yin yang. Danish company is reducing its billing by 17%. Well, it's good for them. General, I tell you what, I did the TikTok challenge, but it takes a long time. We all think about 3 weeks. You get your haircut every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks. It grows so quickly. but it doesn't grow back. Maybe that's somebody's trying to sell me something. Right. Artimentals touristicos. We're getting only 25% of their plantilla. Let's see how that actually develops. Because, yeah, a lot of changes are taking place at the moment. As we know, Ismail. Respect, complete respect. Complete respect. And this is another one. Now, about 2 years ago, we had a client that was involved in different things, cleaning and stuff like that. There was a bit of a change going on. I'm not really sure what the company was actually, how kosher it was. Had offices out in Las Rofes. They produced 2 bills that we'd put in, and as a result, we got inspection. Hacienda. Now Hacienda came back, and it was funny. They came back and said, "Oh, you owe 40 grand." But they said, what you've done is pay too much EVA. So we owe you, on the EVA side, 30 grand. But unfortunately, with Hacienda, you can't go back and say it's 10 grand. We'll pay it over 12 months. Thank you very much. Great doing business with you. No. Hacienda wanted their 40 grand first, and then they wanted the 30 grand paid off over a period of 2 years. Terrible, terrible. So, the people who sold, there's a big family who owned a lot of property in Valdebebas. They made a fortune, absolute fortune apparently. Now, they've been from 2009 with Hacienda arguing. Hacienda reckon they owe 115 million. I think this is 115 million. And this family is also got a demander against Banco Santander. They want another 2 million of Banco Santander because they're not in agreement with Banco Popular and all that sort of jazz. How do these people do it? I think these people need to set up a business school because I'd like to know how they. I really want to know how they do it because I don't know how they do it. I really don't know how they do it. Okay, that's another story. Interesting time. Again, Newman. You've got to take your hat onto the guy. Maybe I have to grow my hair long if I could. Okay. The developers. I thought there was a master plan of Pedro S, who came out, and his master plan was, well, wait until the temperatures go up, everything will be fine. Yeah, that was the master plan. Well, there's a master plan for the developers as well. Interesting reading, anyway. Deals. Yeah, we got the deal. Don't believe everything you read in the nota prensa. Square meters are wrong. We've got square meters, and we think we've got the rent. Okay. As always, full story in Property Week. In the good old days, people who sell newspapers on the corners used to shout out, "Read all about it. Read all about it. Read all about it. Read all about it. Read all about it in Property Week." Okay. 2 deals that have happened in those 4 deals that we mentioned before. Okay, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. These guys don't reduce their rent, they give rent freeze. Okay. Malaga. We're still behind who the buyer is. We don't understand square meters. So please, we've got the people the agencies have done the deal. We've got a call in. Please ring me. Give us a buzz. Please give me a buzz. Please give me a buzz. And tell me about the square meters because we don't agree with the square meters. Okay, we're missing 3,000 square meters somewhere. One with his changes. Okay, now it's going to today. Right, in today, the things that are interesting, yeah, the general stuff in Best. Yeah. Well, Hard Rock said no. Okay, just so you know, Hard Rock said no. Wasn't up for them. Okay, right. Interesting stuff. Always interesting. This is really interesting stuff, guys. On the rumours side, yeah, that's blocked. The managing director of the buying company can't understand why. This is a complete locura. Elaine, we like Elaine. When Elaine speaks, people listen. Okay. Textile company, 2 new outlets. There are 2 new outlets, which is probably where the market is because these guys have got to get rid of all their excess. And let's see who's going to be buying it. Interesting stuff. This was an interesting one here. Okay, yeah. President of AOC, a cock, a cock, 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 a cock, a cock. I shouldn't go public. Supermarket opening up. Central distribution in El Prat. Sothimi. Just got rid of everything. Good on them. Made 800 grand. Okay. Yeah. The valuers, the testadores are having a really, really rough time. I'm just saying to you guys, just be soft on them. They're having a really, really rough time because it's that. It's that. Maybe the thing is, do what Mark does. 2010, maybe 2019, and take a 1 in the 50. It's poor guys. Okay, yeah, this is one. Co-working in the Sierra. Okay, Kevin Costner stuff. Organising, and they will come. They will come. Okay. Developers come out, very, very big developers, and it's only sold 64 in April. Okay, fine. A big deal. It's a massive deal. Massive deals collapsed in England. Right on the deal side, tech company has just decided to do 2 lots of letting. Good on them. Big tech company, which is where we're going to be going. I was talking to a guy yesterday. His family rents out a big building, and he was just sort of like saying how he loves working at home. And he said he's had less arguments with workers, less arguments with everybody, and he wants to continue working with from home, teletrabajo. He wants his people to be working from home as well. So that probably means that the building they're renting out, which is about 3,500 square metres, he wants that to go down to about half, and he's going to be organising that. And he was like saying to me, well, it's going to be interesting how everything going changing around. Let's see what actually happens. Okay, so these guys are rented out in 22 Aroba. We don't know where. We actually don't know where, but they have. They've also rented out, here you go, 1,200 in San Cugat. Don't be fooled by the rents, because they're rented out on the ground floor. Rents in the building are 8.5. They're rented out at 12.5 on the ground floor. Internet companies renting out 300 in the barrio of San Gervasi. An insurance company has bought. Now these are interesting because everybody's trying to find deals that are happening to get comparables and everything like that. Is it a comparable? We don't know. Sale and leaseback. I'll sell and leaseback's comparables. Okay, well one of them has bought. Someone's bought a sale and leaseback in Bilbao. We've got what we think is the yield, and they've bought also something in Las Tablas. They're good buildings, guaranteed rent. For how long? I don't know. 10 years? Maybe 15 years. I don't know. Those 2 deals are very, very, very interesting because they've been done in this market. Okay? And well done. Well done to the big one. Just done the deal. Engineering companies rented out. I think it's sale and leaseback. Okay. Tech companies rented out 1,200 in San Cugat, which is related to this deal in 22 Aroba. 210 deal in Taradillas, and we put this deal out in February. We got hold of this deal in February. We didn't know who bought it. We got the deal out. We got all the details of this deal, including the address that didn't come out in February. The address has come out now. The buyers actually come out now. So we've repeated the deal, but just so you know, this is what you get in property web. You get it first. You get it first hand, and you get the information. You don't get it all watered down in Notice de Prensa written by marketing departments. Sorry, marketing departments. Offices international, European. Hong Kong investors bought an office building in the City of London. and a German investor. It's a boutique German investor. Never heard of them. Never heard of them. In the last 10 years, never heard of them. They're a new boutique investor. They bought SETI in Berlin. Time for a change. Jose is now at AX. Okay. Okay. Market studies. Global data. And Tinser. We always listen to Tinser. Thank you very much, Tinser. Tidbits. That'll be going on into the social network we're coming out with. Again, that database. If you're doing what Mark says, and a lot of respect for Mark, you go into 2010. Okay, Mark reckons that values will be going back into 2010 values. Those are the deals that happened in 2010. You can see the values more or less happening in 2010. If you believe in what Mark says, great news. Look at the values there. So you go back in 2010 and say, these are the values. This is what's being paid, this is what's going, so and so, so and so. Very useful tool. You want to go into disponibility there? Here you go. What we find is interest, industrial. So we go into Torija, which has been a bit of activity recently in Torija. Okay, this is how you use the database. That's what we've got in Torija, registered. Now you can go to the map. Potent stuff, kids, potent stuff. Right, see you tomorrow for more fun. Keep safe, and see you later. Anything you want to tell me about, give us a buzz. Always good to hear from you. Bye.